Today we are going back to some time in 2004. A new trailer for Tekken 5 has been released. We see all of our favorite characters like the Mishimas, Anna, Paul, King and so on. But there are some new faces as well. A new cool villain who seems to be Mishima. Nice. And Jin now also has a playable devil form. Awesome! There's some cool looking Chinese dude, a literal blade, the vampire hunter, you know, it's 2004. And there is also one new girl. Who is she? She's Jin's cousin? She must be really important then. But enough nostalgia tripping, back to present day. We now know that the new girl was Asuka, and she isn't even really that close to Jin, according to Harada. But why is it like that? Why isn't she featured more prominently in the story? She is a Kazama after all, one of the two main families in the entire Tekken story. Well, the main reason is obviously Tekken writers, but she's held back by another character. And we'll get to all of that, but first we have to start at Asuka's first game, just so we can better understand the role that she was supposed to partake. Asuka was first presented as a young, confident girl that has a strong sense of justice. She is known in her neighborhood for breaking up numerous fights, and she was sort of a hero in her community. That's usually not a reason to join the tournament though. So what was she doing there? Well, like many other Tekken characters, Asuka was in the tournament for revenge. She was trying to avenge her father, who was attacked by a mysterious Chinese man who has put him in the hospital. After Asuka's father was beaten up, police showed up, and Detective Lei Wula tipped off Asuka that the attacker would probably be entering the tournament. How did Lei know that? Who knows? He's just that good of a detective. Or he has a crystal ball somewhere. But don't tell anyone, okay? After the mysterious tip-off, Asuka has decided to join the tournament in the hopes of finding just as mysterious of an attacker. Doesn't this story ring any bells? It's like I've already seen it somewhere previously. Anyway, the attacker turned out to be Feng Wei, and we know that Asuka wouldn't really stand a chance if the two were ever to fight. But she was extremely driven, and revenge gives Tekken characters extra strength, so it would be interesting if the two had a brawl. So how did it go? They didn't meet each other. Asuka tried to fight Feng, but the tournament bracket wasn't set in a way that would make for them to meet each other. So that was it for her Tekken 5 story. Nothing interesting happened, right? Well, obviously not. I wouldn't be talking about her if that was all, dummy. There was a tiny hint of what Asuka was capable. You see, in Asuka's ending, it's implied that her last name Kazama actually had some merit. After she wins her fight against Jinpachi, she finds an unconscious Jin, and naturally she tries to help him. By simply holding him, Asuka miraculously removes Jin's devil markings. And then the rest of the ending is just typical Japanese anime gag, but it was funny this time. And even though this ending wasn't canon, her Kazama powers were something new and exciting. It was just a matter of time before she would meet Jin canonically and help him out. She had potential to be really influential in the story, and she would bring a new dynamic to the story with her ability to neutralize the devil inside Jin. Something really cool and new could be done with her, surely. Well, that was just our thought at the time, and all of that would slowly start to change just a year later. November 2005. Release of Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection, a PSP port of the game that brought a few changes to the gameplay, as well as introduced a few new characters, including the new Armor King, Legend is back, sort of, that was awesome by the way. Also, Sergei Dragunov was first introduced, a bit out of the ordinary but still good, and he's been with us ever since. And there was also Lili. Or, how the hell do you pronounce that?
Émilie de Rochefort.
There we go. And she is the reason as to why Asuka's potential was ruined. Well, she's part of it at least. But first, a short lesson in Lili's backstory. She is a spoiled rich kid that got kidnapped. That interaction caused her to develop an urge to fight. And now she enjoys doing that. An unusual way of discovering your love for fighting, if I may add. And even though her father doesn't approve of it, Lili participates in fighting in tournaments behind her father's back. One such tournament was King of the Iron Fist tournament, and she joins to help her father's business, because big mean Mishima Zaibatsu is bullying her daddy, at least according to Lili.
Why you bully me?
And this is where today's two main characters meet for the first time. Asuka and Lili meet in one of the tournament rounds, and Asuka ends up being the victorious one. Ever since then, Lili sees Asuka as her rival, and she doesn't stop nagging Asuka from then on out. Fast forward a couple of months, and Jin has lost all common sense and started a new world war. He decided to become evil and to kill millions of people just because he was really evil.
Psych!
He actually started the world war for better cause, in his mind at least, but a video about it will come out eventually, so no more spoilers. Back to the main story. After I remind you to like and sub, which I just did, so we are ready. Moving on then. Now remember, Asuka has those devil healing powers that she's not aware of yet. And she finally learns that Jin is actually her relative of some sort. So this could be it. She could be important in the main story. Her and Jin could have some sort of interaction. And they could figure out that Asuka can help Jin. It could change the story entirely. There would be no need for war anymore, as Jin could suppress his devil once he is in Asuka's presence. They would just have to stick by each other forever. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that it would. But nothing can be simple and make sense in Tekken. Everything has to be centered around Heihachi's offspring. So a Swede that speaks Japanese steals the spotlight that just seems so right for Asuka. She was made so useless that she didn't even find Jin. So once again, Asuka had potential to influence the main story, but it all ended with just a whimper. They could at least give Asuka a decent ending. Last one was pretty good, so maybe a non-canon interaction with someone from the main story would be nice. No! Asuka gets another interaction with the French lady, and they get in a fight because, get this, Lili caused Asuka to drop her lunch and made her late for school. Let's give an applause for Tekken writing team, everyone. They both end up chasing after Ling and Panda next. Truly epic story right here. Peak Tekken writing. Also, a side note, why is Lili going to school in Japan now? Is it because she wants to be closer to Asuka? She could have just stayed in Monaco and meet Asuka every 2 months, since the tournaments are held that often now anyway. So now we have a character that's been in Tekken for 2 games already and hasn't done anything interesting in the story. Basically, all hope is lost for her now, and her time to make an impact is up. So obviously Tekken 7 writers decide to finally pair her up against Lili in her episode, and it is mentioned that Asuka is still after Jin, but she never even comes close to him. But we weren't counting on it anyway. So what's the reason for fighting Lili? Well, Lili the Brat sees Asuka as her rival, but Asuka just doesn't want anything to do with Lili. So of course they fight each other, on Lili's initiative. Lili basically signed up Asuka against her will. And of course, as it is the case with every character that I liked in the previous game, Tekken 7 decides that Asuka gets a bad ending no matter if she wins or loses. If you win a match as Asuka, Lili bought Kazama Family Dojo and is going to move in with Asuka. And if Lili wins, she bitch-slaps Asuka for literally no reason. Why the fuck is this psycho so obsessed with torturing Asuka? Doesn't she have better things to do with her life? Asuka doesn't even like her. She just wants to be left alone by this annoying brat. But Lili gets everything her way, cause she's daddy's little princess. So of course, Asuka has to be the loser here. Just like almost all of my favorite characters, who are all deserving of this type of videos, surprisingly. And now with Tekken 8 around the corner, or maybe a bit more than a corner, both Lili and Asuka are almost guaranteed to be back in the base roster, since they are the 2 most popular female characters in the game. And what will their inclusion mean for the main story? Well, probably nothing. Asuka will try to do her own thing, but then Lili will be there and she'll try to ruin Asuka's day. So another filler story to justify their existence. What I would like to see is something like Asuka finally managing to meet Jin. It could simply be by accident, something like Asuka walking past some alley where Jin is hiding, and in that moment they would both feel some weird energy. That energy would be Asuka's devil neutralizer. So Jin understands what has happened to him and he starts following Asuka. Secretly, of course. Suddenly, his devil markings are gone. But he has to run, because someone recognized him. Then the story goes on its normal path, Jin and Kazuya fight, yada yada. And somewhere near the end, overconfident Asuka manages to find Jin and wants to bring him in order. Jin then recognizes her and explains to her that she has some special effect on him. Asuka then calms down and decides to help Jin, but only after the Kazuya fight and after Jin has beaten Kazuya. That way she plays integral part to the story and I'm not pushing her to be the main hero or something like that. But we know that will never happen because Lili is so dependent on Asuka that they have to be together. And Jin is a loner that doesn't want any friends so that they don't get hurt. But it's nice to think about it. What do you think of this ending? Let me know down below. Also, thanks for watching and there will be more to come. See you soon.